Walking inside the library, I see there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday, all the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. Whoa. As I drop the books I borrowed into the return slots in the counter, Yuko suddenly plops. That's not plops. Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Sorry, Yuko. I didn't mean to startle you.
No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you?
It's okay. I think I know everything is. Thanks. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do. And after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's basically become an addiction. I wander down the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been the last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. There she is, reading a very thick book. But I'm going to go back and find my reading material. After an indiscernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off of cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud stretches to try and stave off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. After passing through, "Hey, baby, I see you standing over there with your cane and your black bow and your green skirt, hey, baby." The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does.
Sayo?
Yup, that's me. She seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise.
Oh, good evening. What brings you here?
Once again, she gives a small, polite bow, and once again I reply in kind before realizing I didn't need to do so. 'Cause you're blind. Just going into town, or what are you doing? Hey, girl.
Oh, my, what a coincidence.
You doing the same thing?
I usually go shopping on Fridays.
She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost.
That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me.
Not lost, but worried. The two do seem pretty close, tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably got caught up in a book, you know? She just has a small sigh of relief.
Thank you. She has a habit of doing that.
She's an avid reader, eh?
Right. She doesn't like being around crowds of people, so being away from everyone lets her relax a bit.
Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remain silent as we quietly continue to walk down the quiet road. Tack, tack, attack, tack. With the road bereft of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle where I used to live. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it.
Are you tired?
Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. It's a hard life. That's an understatement, to be sure. Transferring to a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this.
Well, hopefully everything settles down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've been plopped right in the middle of things.
For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance or frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. Yeah, I guess. Yamaku's kind of different, though. People are different, It's kind of a whole different mindset. You know, I suppose I get used to it, but, you know. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with Class 3-2 in Anako. Hey, yo, baby, I'd like to be your sheep. I'd like to... Can you herd me? That's weird. That's weird.
Looking on the bright side, one could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends.
That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that's a good take on it. Walking on down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else.
So where in town were you going?
That's actually a pretty good question. I'd come to buy food, but the layout of the place is still pretty new to me. I just intended to wander around and see what I could find, but the sunset's already approaching and nightfall's not too far away. That doesn't seem very wise. I'm gonna have to ask her for directions. Again, like an idiot. I was just gonna get some food, but now that you mention it, I have no freaking clue where I'm going.
Oh, well, that's quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself.
Looks like I'll be in your care again. Thanks. Together we walk to the store, and my pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. Okay, let's point out she's blind. Good job, Isayo. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I caught sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Looks like a 7-Eleven. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a green from the counter.
Do you mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here...
Haha, seen! Takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain. That said, I can't shake the feeling she'd had this idea since I said I was coming here. Sure. It'd be my pleasure, lady. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. That's awkward. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane, sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up in her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Oh! Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers.
Is this all right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, hell yeah. I have no reason not to accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty lady holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for local residents. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily to find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for, and put our items into their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Anako follow every Friday. Right. So all that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily?
No, that should be everything, thank you.
Well, off we go! With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not too long before we've both paid for our food and are out the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upward at the night sky. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my 2. Hey, you sleepy?
Well, the festival preparations have been complete chaos. Shizen breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either.
Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. I mean, better now than later, right?
I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain.
I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say, she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Hey, Rin! What are you doing out here? What are you doing?